Hi everyone, welcome back. I'll be eager to hear, for those of you who participated in the meditation, anything you want to share about that. So let's go forward into this reading. I want to remind you, Spirit wants me to remind you, to go and look at the readings from the last couple of months. You know, you stepped into an initiation, and it's interesting that today we're talking about vibration. You know, that has been the core of my existence in a certain way. So to have that show up here in the manner that it did for this reading this month, as we go into the eclipses of August and prepare to finish out this year, reformed and reborn, and Spirit says ready to take the next steps, these messages from the last couple of months become even more impactful for us, according to Spirit. So I just want to remind you, you know, you had this initiation card come up, alerting you, Spirit says, that here's what Spirit's saying, that's what's on the menu. If you desire, if you want to take it up and answer it. Some of you will make a conscious decision. For some of you, it will just happen, and you will have to go with the flow. Some people will walk away. All those things are fine. There's no value judgment. So, okay, there's more chatter coming. Spirit wants me to say these words to you. In these moments, when we have an opportunity to feel the vibration of sacred energy and to understand, it's interesting, the intersection of that and science, which, gosh, I could talk about that for a while, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that up to you to explore. There is a place where science and internal knowing and experience intersect, and those things are coming to the forefront. So, in that part of the journey as a spirit being walking in a human body, we hear words like, you know, raise your vibration, or being at a higher vibration. Spirit says it's really just about becoming aware and allowing yourself to feel it. And there is no need to assign it a value judgment. One thing is not better than the other. It's just where you happen to be on your personal pathway. So last month, here, we had the woman of knowledge who was picking herbs for healing from a gravestone. I'm going to get choked up. You guys know me. So based on the events of the last couple of weeks and today, that has it just blows my mind even deeper. So that's what it's about for me. I should have known something was up. I'm a Virgo. For those of you that are new and don't know, I'm a Virgo with Aries rising. Okay, so that woman was here. In the center, I will get to this in a moment, in the center was the Perfecter of Energy, the final card in the major arcana of this deck. So clearly we're at a point of change, and the reading did come out about a sudden form of information coming in, some knowledge being revealed, the revelation of knowledge, the elopement of knowledge, something that captures you and runs away with your being. And that certainly has been the experience that I have had, and a lot of Virgos that I've had readings with in the last month or so. That's the experience they're having. And you know, here, there was this card about being in a dream chamber, profound energy coming through, going very, very, very deep. And in the outcome card, there was the woman of battle, who, you know, according to what was coming through to me, was the vision of having stepped onto that initiation journey and gone through the first phase of it, standing here ready to take the journey. And so today, here we are. This is the Mingler, for those of you that haven't seen this card before. It's a major arcana card. I want to show you that portal. Spirit says make sure you're able to look into the card. Look at that. Spirit says, that's you. This is the Spirit. You know, last month we were left with the notion that this is a very fertile moment. And, you know, although this is not, in terms of this deck, the Sacred Mother, Spirit is telling me this is the Sacred Mother. This is what it is when divine energy has its attention on you. Spirit says you're going to understand, those of you who did the meditation, you will understand on the vibration highway what this illustration means in general and for you. So, you know, I was talking about the eclipses. Here's the portal, the energy that's coming through in August. It has something to do with this for you, Virgo. It's intensely beautiful, of course. So that energy that's coming through the eclipse is going to help you mingle all this beautiful spiritual energy, this entire journey that you've been on this year. This goddess is the sacred alchemist. And it is her job. Do you see the energy that is coming into her realm from below? She awaits us, is what Spirit is saying. And her job is to mingle us, our energy and our vibration, deeper into our own soul journey, and also together with all the other souls that are here developing on their own sacred process, very different from yours, but with, Spirit's saying, with a very broad purpose that has to do with alchemy. And you know, when you think about the many signs of the zodiac and all the different cultures and, you know, all across this world, we are in the process of developing each in our own way, because like that sitar music that you just listened to, there are microtones of experience. So, you know, there was a lot of stuff I didn't say because the video was so long, but part of that experience of Nada Yoga and of that type of music, each note has 22 separate microtones. And those microtones interact with and vibrate with each other inside the principle of harmonic resonance. And there it is. Isn't that interesting that that came out in the cards? Right on the top. So this is a spirit energy that is guiding this reading, speaking directly with us about our experiences in general and the experience that happened here today for me and for you when you open this video. This gives if you're new to the channel, this gives the reading theme and light and purpose. It's a message from Spirit laying over the top of the reading to help us understand the things we're going to be talking about and the implications of them. So this card is you standing in this moment. And look at that, Virgo. Look at that. That's the heavenly energy at the eclipse. That is the King of Battle. Last month we saw this woman of knowledge who was picking the herbs from the gravestone that were growing up out of the bones. Do you remember that? This is the person that was being healed in that story. And it's a long story, I can't go into it right now. But this is a king. This was a real person that existed. He had his hand taken off in a battle, probably with a sword. I don't know the details. But when he lost his hand. He had to abdicate his throne. He was not allowed to be sitting on his throne when his body was deformed. And through some magical assistance, actually the brother of that woman of knowledge was a healer, his hand regrew. And it was a very mystical occurrence that took place. There were 3 or 4 characters involved in the story. Spirit's nudging me, but I'm time sensitive, so I'm going to encapsulate it. Eventually his hand grew back, and he retook his rightful place, and many things happened in the mystical realm. So there are 2 things that are significant about him being here today. One is, obviously, all the battles you've been through, everything that's going on in your life, some part of you having been severed in order to regrow in a new way for a new life. Here in this place where you live, and also across the veil. So the other thing significant to me about this person being here, do you see these green fronds around? This is the person that built the sacred dream chamber that people used to go into in order to have a deep meditation and travel across the veil to connect with the spirit world. And there was a depiction of that here last month in this card. Do you remember? It's very interesting to me how this is coming out. So, as you go forward, deeper into yourself, reforming, going through a certain kind of death and rebirth, connected across the spirit realm. And Spirit's telling me, this has everything to do with the eclipse that's coming, or one of the eclipses that are coming. The King of Battle is here to guide you through the challenges of your life and to help you remember, like some of the words that came out on the video, the earlier part of the video. You are accompanied, and you are loved, and you are seen in these ways. Male and female archetypical energy, helping you become that which you are. That's the word that came through. And mingling that energy in the spirit realm. The energy inside of you and the energy that flows through you in order to join the collective, to change your outcome here on earth. Look at that. Look, Virgo. Okay. The revelation of battle. Do you remember this? I've been talking about this. I was talking about it last month a lot. And here it is. Here's the woman I was talking about. Do you see the blue in her hair? How she transforms in that moment. She begins to cross over. Do you see? She's been in this battle. Her clothes are torn. She's weeping. She's bruised. She has come to a moment of surrender. Complete surrender, that's what Spirit is saying. And that is the place that you've been through so far this year, starting back, well, as long as I've been here, which is January. So, there's a lot of chatter coming through. Give me a second. All right. So, what Spirit is saying is, obviously, this journey that you've been on, this is what's happening with it, so to speak, according to Spirit. And, you have persevered and stepped on the spirit road, like the King of Battle, who continued to regestate and regrow that part of him that was for him, even after going through the loss of one of his limbs, the loss of his life. To be a king, sitting on a throne and be forced off the throne because some part of you was taken. That's the message of what you've been through, what I've been through. Certainly, what I came through just prior to January. I literally left my former life behind and walked away, and it was terrifying. but I had no other choice inside of me. And that's the story that I've been hearing from other Virgos. So in that moment, Spirit is reminding us, this is what happened. This is how it felt. It was horrifying. Spirit says these are both images of us, Virgo. A deep heart chakra wounding for some reason, and clearly this person has passed. And this is you, sitting over your corpse, that death of some part of you or some part of your life, and knowing, even in the moment of agony, throwing your arms up and surrendering to Spirit, and knowing that despite all of the grief and all of the shock and the anger and the depression and all the things that happened, that this was a moment that you pulled yourself across the veil and began to step on your own personal journey in a way that you have not done before. That's what Spirit's telling me. So let's see. Look. Oh, Virgo. Okay, the Liberator. That's the Death card. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Okay. This is a sacred figure that comes out of the Celtic peoples across certain areas of Europe. The majority of them are found in Ireland, and it is there's a lot of scholarly debate about where these came from and why and how and what they mean. I have my own version. Clearly it's the sacred feminine, helping us understand where we came from and where we are going and how we travel in this human realm, from the spirit realm to this realm. There is a portal, and our souls come through when the time is right. Spirit carries us across into this realm. And so, more chatter about death and rebirth, and we've seen that in the readings. So in this moment, clearly, Spirit is reminding you, in preparation for this eclipse, the two eclipses that are coming, this is where you start in the beginning of the year, or just prior. For me it was November. And certainly at the beginning of the year, as the year turned, this is how I was feeling. And it was in that moment that I created my YouTube channel and made a deeper commitment to myself and my particular path, even though I had no idea. I don't know how to make videos. I'm not a YouTuber. It doesn't matter. That's what Spirit's saying. And that's what surrender means. To allow the energy to take you where it is meant to go, and to surrender yourself in order to go through the portal. It's a very beautiful, very mystical journey. And, the other thing is, here, waiting for the eclipse to arrive, we're stepping through a little deeper. So the chatter I'm getting in the background is this is a review, but it's also to help you understand this current moment. This moment. Going a little deeper. That is why the music came through. And, it just carries us on the vibrational highway. Pay attention to that part of your life this month as we go through these eclipses. You are going to feel yourself rise. That's what Spirit's telling me. Look at that. Whew, okay, that's beautiful. Do you see the sacred spiral? The triple spiral of life? The birth, death, birth cycle. That, on some minutiae, Spirit's saying, this happens every day. Every day we get a new start. Our eyes open and we choose, what will today be? Most of us do it unconsciously. So this is the adventure of art. And Spirit keeps chattering to me about the music in the background. Okay, this guy. Isn't it interesting that he has a musical instrument in his hands, first of all? Oh, Spirit, I just love it. Okay, so here we are. Spirit says, here we are together, you and I, meaning you and Spirit. Okay, here we are. Make no mistake about this moment. This person actually, like that person, and that person and this being had to recapture the basic essence of their life in an artful way through mastering the art of spiritual vibration and essence. This was the bard. Actually, it's not the bard. Spirit's correcting me. What's the word? A sacred poet that was a singer held all the sacred songs of the tribes, and it was this person's job to hold them and pass them along, teach others, and create music, sacred music, on the vibrational highway. This is a particular type of harp-like instrument. This instrument was taken away in a battle, and he had to go to the place where it was hidden, and through some magic process of his own, an artful adventure, use his vibrational essence. This person did it with their voice in order to connect with the sacred instrument and cause it to come home. This is about, the Spirit says, another illustration of what it is you are going through, the pathway that you are on. Learning to come home to yourself in all the ways that are being discussed, Spirit says. There is a point to this journey you've been on. It's very deep and very powerful. And those of you who have had a loss, who have stepped out of your life the way I did, it felt crazy. I left a high-paying job. On a whim one day. I just thought, I can't do this any longer. I have to go home. I have to recapture myself so that my life can turn in the way that it's meant to turn. And here I am with you, which gives me great joy. So, Spirit wants you to just continue to look into these cards, okay? Look. And here we are together, Virgo. Here we are. Look at that. Okay, Spirit says show you this. Like this. Spirit always tells me, play the movie. So here's today's movie, at least in this moment. Okay? Look. And this card gives way to this moment that we stand in right now together. The judgment of battle. To see the sacred hound, that's an Irish wolfhound. They're huge animals. This young warrior went into battle with a king who had a sacred hound, who would shift and change the outcome of the battle. A somewhat unbeatable, a very formidable foe, Spirit says. Do you see the club? He killed the hound and won the battle. This little Spirit says, just his little self, like David and Goliath, and like this woman, he is tattered, he is worn, he is weary. This woman had to let go and surrender in order to come through her battles, through her rebirth, because she was being liberated. And now you are here. That's what Spirit's telling us. Standing in this moment of rest, thinking about all the things that you've been through, making your judgments, having your thoughts, going deeper still on the vibration highway in these moments. That is why the music is here with us today, Virgo. This is about the moment, Spirit says, the moment just after and just before. So in a way it's an ending. Having come through this far, you stand in yourself. And you're still here. Spirit says you are still here. Do you see yourself? Definitely changed. You are no longer in a place of surrender. You are in a place of acceptance. And you're just pondering everything that's come before in these quiet moments as we lead up to the eclipse. Use the month of August to perform this action, says Spirit in the background. Stand with yourself. Know that you are victorious in this moment because of what it requires of you. You have come through. Spirit wants you to absorb the energy of this idea deep into your being. Okay? It's amazing. Look at this. Just this so far. Look at this progression. Incredible. Okay, let's look. Okay. This is beautiful. Oh, Virgo, you know, look at that. The mover of energy. Do you see that? Clearly, you know, in the traditional tarot, this is aligned with the Chariot. But you see this sacred being in the background? The Sacred Mother, who brings new life and new growth and change. Look how activated you are in this moment. Spirit always tells me when this card comes up. You know, people talk about, it's funny, I was already saying it. People talk about raising their vibration, and they want to know how to do it. Spirit says, you know, it's just this, just be in it. Just reside in yourself and stop doubting what comes into and flows out of you. And, you know, in the idea of sort of manifesting and getting what you want, it's, you know, I think next month we're going to be talking about that because it keeps wanting to come out of me, and I'm hesitating because I want to be in this present moment with you. But, you know, so the horses are here, indicating that there's the ability to go forward and that you have choices, right? You know, just right at your lap. The Spirit's saying, eating out of your hand. This is how you manifest. You just sit in your energy and you imagine what it is you desire. And if what you desire is surrender and a new life, feel the joy of that, even when you are frightened. So clearly this process is moving our energy forward because we are activated now in the energetic highway that came through for this reading. You know, it's really astounding that that came through for you. You know, clearly for me, but very much so for you, Virgo. It's interesting to me, the way in which this is unfolding. Because we are journeying. Most of us are journeying. We're having an awakening. Some of us are leaving lives behind. Some of us are creating something very new and stepping away from what we had created prior to this moment. It's unfolding in the way that is meant for you. So trust it and acknowledge it. And don't doubt yourself. You know, Spirit says you still have to be responsible. You have to take care of your human responsibilities. I would never indicate to you that you just walk away from your responsibilities. However, there is a way to turn the tide, Spirit says, that may seem very unusual to the people around you and may put you into a little bit of a state of crisis, right? It's going to freak you out, perhaps, some of you, if you do what I did. So, look. This is the next step. This is the dedicator of lore, the sacred initiate, receiving more information. You going through this eclipse, something deeper still is going to come. You are taking the next step. This process for you is deepening. And you know, I think I said it. Last month, the woman of battle was here. So what's been happening is you've been going back and forth from this realm to the next realm with your energy, with your desires, with the factors of your life, Spirit says. You are feeling yourself stepping in and stepping out and and beginning to put your feet on this pathway of understanding for yourself, the vibrational pathway upon which you call yourself home. Honor the fact and respect yourself and love yourself for the fact that you are doing this. You are answering this, Spirit says, in these moments. And you know, we had the World card, the Perfecter of Energy. Spirit's reminding me this is a process that's going to take at least the next year. I mean, clearly the rest of your life, right? I mean, for me, it's I know it's every day for the rest of my life. And I love that. I love it, even when it scares me. So this is not a surprise to me, but it is just a really beautiful, profound message. Look, Spirit says, look at this. Just see that? The intersection. And here you are, moving. Moving from here to here. And the intention being activated on the spiritual realm. Okay? That which is above reflected here. It's very interesting to me. So you move deeper into the experience, if you will, of the initiate. And again, you know, maybe when I do the live streaming, we'll have some long talks about that. If you have any desire to listen to me or ask me questions, I consider myself an initiate, and I am honored to be on that pathway. It's very mysterious. I never know what's going to happen next in a certain way. You know, usually I can feel like the story I told in the early part of this video. Usually I can feel it and I can see it, and but I don't always know exactly what it means until it unfolds. So, you know, that's the reason for the blindfold. We are sort of meant to be living in this way. Spirit says, open to the mystery. Brave enough to submit to the mystery and allow the energy that moves through your life on the vibrational pathway to guide you forward and help you discover yourself without, Spirit says, without a lot of okay, this is not, I don't think this is a word, but I'm going to say it because this is what's coming through. Fabulated, I think what Spirit, energy, you know, messages, knowledge. What Spirit's trying to say is, you know, we want to plan our future. Most of us, we want, especially Virgos, right? My God, do I want control over my existence? It's just, it's the agony and the ecstasy, right? Spirit's been saying that to me for a couple of days now. The agony and the ecstasy of living in the mystery of life and accepting it. Accepting this as your mantle, says Spirit, going forward from here. Because Virgo, you are so deeply attuned with the vibrations of the earth. So deeply attuned. Okay. Let's see. Look. There you go. The spinner. So, let's see. You know what? We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th major arcana card in this reading. So, you know, clearly for me, in my belief system, the things that I believe to be true, already affecting this reading and this moment, and this step forward into the month of August. So that is the spinner of growth. It is about sending forward the seeds on the winds of change from your own tree of life, sending them forward out into the world in order to create your pathway in front of you. That is what is happening. And you know, it's just as mystical as it looks. Understand the center point, Spirit says. And don't doubt for a moment. Okay, I'm going to pull this back. Spirit's talking to me again about the vibration. Understand what comes into you and what comes out. are one and the same. And when they come, okay, so here's the chatter that's going on in the background. So, when you hear me say, okay, 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 it's me talking to spirit, and I haven't figured out how to make that part invisible yet. I don't know if it's necessary. Anyway, trees vibrate, and they respirate. They take energy in from the sky, from the sun, from the air around them. And they utilize that energy for their own growth and change through the seasons, and then they respirate that. And they literally vibrate it out from their beings. And they create seeds as part of their natural, Spirit saying seasonality. As the seasons come and go, like we were talked to about the Perfecter of Energy. Spirit says this is a sort of, in a certain way, another image of that card. Over the seasons, over time, you create the seeds of your new growth, and you send it out on the vibrational pathway. That is how you manifest. Because that vibration, that harmonic resonance, is what attracts to you that which you desire. And you can partner with Spirit in that effort. And again, we'll talk about that in one of the live streams. No time to go into that here. Okay, let's look at the outcome. Look. Another augury. The augury of art. Last month, this beautiful woman with the dark hair was standing in the spirit realm, and in the place of the foundation of the ancients. And it is that energy that has carried forward. And look at that. That's the sacred cauldron out of which life and abundance and desires are created. And here you stand in this moment, having been transformed. We've seen images of water and all along this journey. Go and look. And now you stand. This is about tranquility and peace and abundance and stability, and creating this life that you so desire. Do you see the sacred spiral? All of this energy. Spirit is talking, obviously to me. I hope obviously to you. This month, it's literally all about the energy, all about the vibration, all about encouraging you to believe in that and take it up. Spirit says, have it come upon you. And stand before that energy in this way. In order to continue your journey, this is a new starting point about an artful way of living. And there's the vibration, out of which all things come, says Spirit. It's interesting. Spirit's been nudging me to talk about science, so I will a little bit, and then I'm going to stop because this part of the video now is already at 40 minutes. So God bless you all for having the patience. Okay, so, it is now literally known through science that our thoughts do create our reality. We are responding as vibrational beings. There is a cause and effect. So Spirit says, imagine that shining, beautiful city. Because what you can imagine, you literally create. This woman is manifesting her desires, living her life, stepping on this new place, living her life in an artful way, with her vibration. and understanding the truth of this and her ability to be in contact with that energy and to flow with it through the course of her day, says Spirit. So thank you, everyone. I'm very much giving you my love and compassion and support. I'm excited about this month going forward. Very excited about the things that will unfold through the eclipse and in the days after. I will be going on my pilgrimage. I'll be flying in to Dublin on the 17th. So I will look forward to seeing you in the videos for next month, early next month. And after that, I expect a lot of fun, happy, creative things to unfold. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you about the same items. Spirit says. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful month. Go and Google the eclipses. Look at some of your favorite astrology folks to learn about the astrological implications of the eclipse. And I will record some videos and post them before the eclipses come wind their way. Okay? Thank you.